Hello. 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 Can you hear me? For anyone listening, admittedly, I'm very nervous. Hello. Oh. Okay. So there's a good latency of about 5 seconds. So it's super exciting. I think I want to zoom in the camera a little bit more. One sec. Okay, so how are my party people doing? Zoom. Okay. So, ironically, for someone who works with technology, I'm not the best at setting up a live stream, but I blame OBS actually because I could have just hit start and it would have just worked, but it didn't, right? And I didn't eat my breakfast, so I'm going just a little crazy over here. Got my elevation lab here for my iPad, so maybe we could do some drawings. Okay, everything's falling. I don't know what that was. I'll check. Just the camera lens cap. It's fine. So yeah, if you're here, pop in the chat. Say what's up so I know things are working. Say how is the volume? How is life? Ugh, okay. Yeah, I probably should have started the stream at 5 or tomorrow because I have to set up everything. The camera, the ATEM video, the OBS. There's a whole shebang. And then that's without mentioning the windstorm that's currently happening. There's a wind advisory, but hopefully everything will be perfectly fine. All of the branches have already fallen. Let's just say that. There was a huge branch that fell in the nice small space in between my roof and a gigantic window. It landed right here. So thank goodness. Oh my gosh, that could have been a disaster of all kinds of disaster. Yeah, it says there's 3 of you. I think one of those people are me, but whoever's out there, what's up? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Do you have your coffee? Do you have your water, your breakfast? Where are you located? For me, it's technically not breakfast or lunchtime. It's 4:30. But yeah, so I wanted to just have like a cute little end of the year chit chat. I googled, synonyms for chit chat, and hobnob came up, and I was just like, I've literally never heard of a hobnob, only a hobgoblin. So classic, awful people online calling themselves a goblin, and they just bed rot all day long. So I figured it's kind of appropriate, seeing as how I enjoy a good bed rot myself. But ever since getting a dog, though, you cannot bed rot, actually. It's not allowed. Well, I guess that depends on what kind of dog you get. But I have a Australian Shepherd, and they have lots and lots and lots of energy. So that's my life as it stands currently. yeah, so like I was saying, I have my iPad hooked up here so we could do some doodles and drawing. Neither my iPad nor my pen have like a full charge on them. But my HDMI hookup has like a power adapter. Seeing if it works to charge the pen. It does not. So, that's super fun. Maybe I'll go plug it in while we wait for some people to say hello. um, yeah, it seems like it's dying so much that it doesn't even want to write. So yeah, I'm gonna get a little BRB, AFK for my nerds out there, away from keys, just 2 seconds. No, this is supposed to be working, but the cute little doodad I have to plug in my crap is not. Also, P.S. if there's a giant sound right now, it's my heat. It's very cold. I cannot turn down the heat. I apologize. Okay, so, yeah, okay, so it says my pen is charging way out there, so that's super cool. But yeah, oh my gosh, what is up, people? This is a very chat-oriented stream, so let me know what you're up to. If you are not available to talk on the chat, be it that you are watching outside and your gloves hate typing, I know the vibe. That's how I live my life. My gloves are pieces of crap, but they keep my hands warm, and so that is very exciting. And so with that being the case, maybe I'll just chit-chat out loud with the hopes that y'all are listening. I'm looking for Google Drive, because that's where my book is. Where the heck is Google Drive? So yeah, I'm super duper excited. I took the next 2 weeks off to get my book published, but it's so freaking ironic because right now there is a lot of discourse on if you should even use Amazon to publish, and that's what the frick I was going to use like this week. There are so many files. I have about 8 copies of my book on Google Drive, so that when I shared them with my beta readers, I basically made them their own separate copy of the book, so that like if they wanted to comment, then they wouldn't see the comments of other readers, other beta readers. I don't really like influence, and so that was my best bet in having there be no influence between beta readers. Not even to mention, they don't know each other as personal people. So yeah, I'm admittedly kind of nervous. Because I don't know, if I read to you the book, are you gonna realize that it's not good? Or like, like, oh no, this isn't what I thought it was gonna be. Because that's kind of the experience I had with my, one of my beta readers, SJ. He was like, I was really, oh, for context, the book is called After the World Ends, subtitle, You Build Your Own. And it's basically like a philosophy book of all of my philosophies written pretty much in the style of Nietzsche. And so, like, little aphorisms, to where you got like a couple of words or maybe a couple of paragraphs. Like Nietzsche's most famous aphorism is like, oh, I'm literally going a million miles an hour. But it's, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And it's got a couple more words beyond that. But it's really that short, like one sentence. And so that's kind of the vibe I was going for. Just like something maybe you could pull out of a fortune cookie, like Confucianism. There's also a word for, in Buddhism, a short little sentence. But I forget the word. Anyways, and so that's what the book is. It's about 300, 400 aphorisms versus chapters of going on and on and on about one specific thing. Full disclosure, my anxiety is heightened due to the windstorm. I don't know if you can hear it, but it is happening. Yeah, I wanted to clear my desk a whole bunch more. I honestly, I wanted to clean my office by this point. I moved into the house during the summer and the office is still a frickin' mess. And oh my gosh, me and my fiance want to, eventually spawn children. So I've only got so much time to even enjoy my office, and I've been literally working from the kitchen because when you're raising a little baby puppy, it's not good to work in an office and them be far away. They want to be able to see you. So Charlie's here. I'm so excited for this. I just got done with a walk in the woods and tried to jump on as soon as I could. Oh my gosh, Charlie. Okay, so you missed a good 20 minutes of me not being online because OBS is poopy. It's a big piece of poop. And so you've missed nothing except me just talking about how I don't know how the world is going to accept my book, being that it's a little bit different than people might expect. And so, like, say for instance, you're like, oh, I love philosophy. I love reading Camus or Kierkegaard or Heidegger, and it's all like huge, long essays, and even just like a book, chapters and chapters on like one or two subjects, talking about it at length. And I'm over here like, well, what about boiling it down into its very essence, and writing that. And so maybe it's a little poem that you got to figure out all by yourself. Maybe it's a short essay on my very direct feelings. I think the bulk of the matter is that one of my beta readers said, this is not at all what I was expecting with the title, After the World Ends, You Build Your Own. I was expecting it to be much more about, like, depression and overcoming suffering about depression to where it's not at all like that, and it is somewhat more so, somewhat a little bit about Nietzsche's concept of ressentiment, about how, you know, you can't blame the world for all of your problems, but kind of my philosophy is that we can. I think the most perfect example of this is the show The Good Place, to which says no one's going to heaven anymore because they don't realize that they're doing bad things. Like, literally, they don't even realize it. Like, you're supporting the freaking atrocities by buying, like, a banana, say, for instance. A Dole banana, very, very specifically. So it's pretty much kind of like that. You can't blame everything on the world when you have to fix it yourself, but you can when the world is literally trying to poison you. And so obviously that's not what the book is about. The book is a collection of near 400 aphorisms, but there is a good percentage of that being political, anti-capitalistic rhetoric. So yeah, I want people to enjoy my book, but I think a big thing about that is the marketing of it all. And then the Amazon publishing of it all. I have to do so much research as to their new, like, this update going live January 26, 26, you know, it will make it so AI can search your book. And I'm just like, so AI is bad because it's terrible here in Michigan, most especially because our governor wants to just ruin nature for the sake of money. So beyond AI just being generally bad, what is the bad part of the update? Another big part of the update is that people will be able to, like, download and share your book, and I'm over here like, that's fine. That's probably fine. But what else is terrible about it? I don't know. All I do know is that's the most reasonable way for me to get my book out there, because no one wants it. I've gotten many rejection letters. Let's just say that. Charlie, I think the world needs your book, especially right now. You know, I know, right? And for this exact reason, I was even thinking, like, what if I just put it on my website for free and everyone can just read it for free? But that goes against two things. One, marketing. I have to market the ever-living crap out of it, to be all like, you know, anarchy, go read this book or we're all gonna die. That's not it, obviously. But two, I do need money. Seeing as how I just bought a house, I need a new roof for the whole house. I need to make sure the foundation is, like, crystal clear before I can start any projects. Like, I want to make built-ins, and before you do built-ins, you need to make sure the foundation is solid. And then it's got a crawl space that I desperately need to insulate because it's freezing. And then literally look into secondary heat, like get a pellet stove maybe. Either way, thousands of dollars worth of work. Here in the spring, we're gonna be actually redoing all of the plumbing. So I got a quote on that. It should only be like $2K, but at that point I'm like, okay, so we need to scrounge and save, because we have the world's oldest pipes. Not literally the world's oldest pipes. We're not out here in Greece with just concrete and gravity. No, it's CPVC. That needs to be real PVC or just something better. And so for those two reasons, I do think I need to publish my book in a way that's not free. and I don't know if I can market it as a super free book to download with just like a donation link, because I just don't see the marketing of that going very well. My vision is to literally go onto like the Drew Barrymore show, or maybe not, like a Jimmy Fallon, but maybe like a Jimmy Fallon. Just I want to go on a talk show and be like, yes. So I've been studying philosophy since I was a preteen, since I was 12. And so I wrote this as a letter to the world as to why and how we can make it better. Because that's my goal in life. I just want to make the world a better place, personally. I want to make it a better place. And so if I can do that by showing people the trivialness of certain aspects of life, as well as the blatant disregard for our own attention span. We are literally just giving our time away to these corporations, and it's disgusting. So yeah. Oh man, a whole trail of thoughts there. I'm starving, so I gotta do a little munchies. Sorry if this is really loud. I don't have TV quality silent plastic. This is the new Sweet Lawrence Belvitas. Burp. Lifesaver right here. But I'll have you know, I bought myself a French rolling pin so that I can luckily try to stave away the plastic, single-use items, because after moving in here and not just like popping literally everything into the recycling and then taking it out to the recycling, I have noticed that, first of all, I don't live in an area where we can have a recycling bin, and so I have to drive it out to the next town over, and they're over here like it's plastic 1 through 7, aluminum and glass, but plastic 1 through 7 minus 4. I'll have you know, just about every single GD thing is plastic number 4. Like, I literally even want to write to my local grocery store and be like, hey, so we can return the shopping bags. Could we also throw everything that's plastic number 4 in with the shopping bags, like how you would do with your bread bags? I don't know if you know, but you can put bread bags in with the shopping bags, and then those can be recycled. There are other really random things that say store drop-off, but they don't say plastic number 4. It's very confusing. Or